Hey, everybody, welcome to the Human Health and Wellness Podcast. We are here
That's right,
today
you know what
with,
I'm saying?
what's up, baby? How are you?
How you doing?
So I'm here today with the very one and only Noam, a.k.a. Sheriff Baltimore Jackson Blackfield, a.k.a. Lil Doozy, a.k.a. Lemon Fish. What up? How are
How
you?
you doing, son? It's good to see you. How are you?
I'm good.
It's a pleasure to be with you today to talk about a few topics that have been on my head for the past few weeks. It's gonna be
Very
a pleasure
much
to
so.
discuss it. Let's
Very
get
much so.
started.
Let's get started. So the first subject I want to talk to you about was something very dear to my heart, something very special to me, something I know is very special to you. I'm talking about camel racing, son.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's my favorite. I love camel
Yeah,
racing.
you love
What's
camel
what's
racing.
up? Camel racing is a passion of mine for the past few years. Now I don't know if you know this, but camels they could race up to 60 kilometers an hour. Did you know this?
Wow, that's fast. That's fast. What about
Yeah,
uphill?
I'm really getting involved all sorts of camel racing. I got my camels working for me. When the people say get your money working for you, I took that as getting to camel racing. Cause the past few years, the camel racing has been boosting into the sky so high, I can't even lie.
Yeah, because I
Okay?
heard that it's been affected terribly by COVID-19 and the whole crisis.
Oh, that's a
That
bunch of nonsense. The main strips have, but I do the underground racing and that stuff is boasting real good profit right now.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Why, if you're a camel wins a race underground, how much dough do you pull? How much money do you make?
It really depends on the race, but it can range from anything from 2,000 million to 200, 400 million.
Wow. Are these like big international tournaments? Are you flying the camels to Dubai? Where are you racing this?
I was mostly working in Dubai until they outlawed slavery. So I
Oh
moved to
yeah.
Africa because it's cheaper labor.
Oh wow. So are you saying that you're a slave owner?
I always work with more, I wouldn't say slave, I would say underage uh, child labor. I prefer those terms a little bit better.
Okay, underage child labor. That sounds
Yeah.
that sounds like a terrible thing. I mean, are you enslaving kids?
No, I would call it employing the needy.
Okay,
Uh, Young children, anything from 7 years old to 12, they need a job. So I give them work for very low wages and long hours. Seems
and
about fair, don't you think?
yeah, and how much when you say very low wages? How much would a 12-year make working for you? Just to
I don't,
understand.
I don't really deal in money. I deal more in ice cream, snacks.
Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I'm not having a hard time. I find this terrible that you're underpaying kids with ice cream, but at the same time, I love the work you do. I think you're an excellent camel trainer. I've seen your camels run, and at the same, it breaks my heart to hear about the kids. But if that's what you got to do, then it's still
Hold it, hold
terrible.
it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. You shouldn't break your heart about the kids. I give employment to people who need.
Oh, the people who need, but you pay them with ice cream. What kind of employment is that?
They feel real good after the ice cream. It's like at the Disneyland.
I'm actually worried about these kids now even more. They use their face. They feel real good after the ice cream. I,
Disneyland.
Disneyland. I mean, I'm gonna put up a number right here. I'm gonna put up a number right here on the bottom of the screen. Please dial that number to help us raise money to save the kids. Save the kids.
Amen, brother. Every effort is definitely respected. I'm doing
Yeah,
my part in the war.
you definitely are. You definitely are. Now let's go back. I just wanted to quickly get a word from our sponsor. It's called strawberry eye drops. The way you do it is you put one drop into your eye, okay? You put one drop like this into your eye. You rub it in real nice. and then you pick your nose, and your boogers taste like strawberries. Delicious. I love it.
I love that. Don't worry about it. No problem. No judgment from me. You know me. I'm a bad little doozy.
Little doozy. You know what I'm saying? You know what
Little
I'm saying?
doozy. Got a little boozy. Took a snoozy. You know, he's feeling a little woozy.
Little woozy. A camel's dick gets so hard, you just want to rub it, and you just want to rub it right out, because camels have
That's right.
hooves.
Say it louder.
Camels have hooves. Humans have hands.
Say it
We have
louder.
hands.
Scream.
So an experience of you jerking off a camel is something the camel can never achieve on its own.
Oh.
And it's a blessing for you to go over to camel and just do what you need to do. Am I right, Noam?
That's right. That's right, son. And you know what? When I was in Dubai, I just recently flew to Dubai and I was at a camel race. These camels fly, you know what I'm saying? What's great, the United Emirates have banned, kids doing the labor 15 years old and younger. So now these guys, it's all legal, it's all good, they good camel, and I had some delicious camel ice cream, camel milk ice cream, so sweet and tasty, just like the doctor ordered. You know what I'm saying? And it's just real tasty.
That sounds that sounds actually terrible. I mean, but who am I to judge? I'm lactose intolerant. So, I mean,
Exactly. But, let's get back to the subject. The COVID has really destroyed the industry for the camel racing. Now, the people don't have money to bet on it. They don't have the resources to fund the races, the training. It's a very expensive process. And, things are moving underground. I attended a few races that were real good underground. And, they although, they use child labor there, but it's still an excellent experience. Recommended to anyone who tours Dubai or, anywhere Kuwait, if you want to go to Oman, you know what I'm saying? That's all good in the hood.
really. Now, how many camels do they get to run underground?
Oh, yeah, it depends on the race, ranges anywhere from,
Actually, you know what? Can we go back to the child labor thing? I just hit me that you said that they use child labor at these underground races in Oman and Dubai. What's that about?
Yeah, they find it more cost effective, efficient, they're able to pay them less and pay them in snacks, a little ice cream here and there, and give them a good opportunity in getting into the business at a young age.
That's
It's
terrible.
really just looking out for the youth.
And these kids, I don't know what we call it looking out for the youth, but these kids, where are these kids from?
Kids are all over, they're mainly traded from all sorts of places, third world countries, and brought in, and they're taken care of real good in the industry.
That sounds terrible. I hope no one from the FBI is watching this podcast right now. I, Yoni Kletzel, am not involved in any way. I swear to God. I mean, if I had a Bible in the room, I would put my hand on it. You know what? I mean, this used to be the ace case of a Bible. I'll put my hand right over here. I'm not involved in any way in child labor. Thank you. Are you?
Me too.
You're not
Me
involved.
too. I'm not involved.
That's good.
But I do enjoy camel ice cream.
I love it. I love it. Now, the child labor industry. Just not that I would want to do anything like this.
Let's not continue talking about this at this point. I'd like to continue talking about the dress wear
But
that they
how
wear
much does a child slave cost? How much does a child slave cost? Come on.
I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue about this topic. I wish not to speak about this.
Okay. But I'm saying I am not interested at all. But if I had a friend that wanted to buy a child
we all
slave.
know you were very interested in it.
I have nothing to do.
You told me before this conversation, you hook me up with a little bit. You want a little child here. You want me to raise my camel. You were asking me all these questions. Where do I keep him in the house? My parents won't let me have it. All these things. And, like I was telling you, listen, man, it's not right for Israel. You're going to get shut down.
A child slave in your house?
No, you were speaking about camels outside. You were saying, oh, it's synthetic grass. He's going to poop all over it. I'm not going to have a child to take care of him. Where can I get one? So I told you, I really don't want to get involved here and there. But, let's just not pretend,
I'm not pretending. I'm not pretending. I'm saying not for me, but I know someone that might be interested.
No, you were saying to me earlier, you were like, "Oh, I love it. I want to get
I
involved. Let me
personally
get
don't want
involved."
kids around the house. I don't want the
All right,
temptation. We're not,
let's just end it at Yoni, please stop getting interested in these topics. All right, and
I
then let's
mean,
continue.
let's not. I mean, as we're talking, you're sending me text messages with pictures of kids and asking me which one you want to buy. So let's not pretend that you're not out there wheeling and dealing children. Let's not pretend.
All right, let's not pretend anything right now, but let's continue on to the subject of the garments that the racers wear. You know, it's actually a really nice garment made out of linen called the dish dash.
Oh, I like that. The dish dash.
Called a dish dash. Yeah, it's
Oh,
a really nice garment.
and it's made out of linen, pure linen.
Pure linen dish dash. Me too.
And
Last week when I came back from China.
no, but listen, stop cutting me off. It's not the presidential debate, you know. I'll tell you a little quick story. We're not debating right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not the U.S. debate. We're doing a nice friendly podcast. So I was on a plane. I just pulled up. Donald Trump just tweeted a few minutes ago. This is really breaking news. I'll be leaving the Great Walter Reed Medical Center today at 6:30 p.m. Feeling really good. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We've developed under the Trump administration some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago. What do you
Yeah,
think
but
about that?
that's a bunch of bullshit. This guy is so full of horseshit. Never seen a president so full of horseshit.
That's what you have to say.
Yeah. What he
I
feels
think
better now. He feels better now than he was feeling before. That doesn't make any sense to me.
20
20
years
years
ago.
ago, what COVID made him feel 20 years younger? I've never heard that happens to a person.
I mean, if you are losing, if you feel 20 years younger after you feel COVID, I would get it. I would feel like I'm 4 years old.
Exactly. I think what he's saying is like basically don't be careful, get the COVID, and it's real good for you. It's an age. It's actually anti-aging. Like he's trying to
Anti-age.
maybe now the Dead Sea products are all gonna be selling COVID in a bottle, anti-aging skin cream full of COVID. You're gonna see COVID now, like the stocks for now COVID debate, like it's gonna turn from COVID vaccines to like COVID virus in a bottle. Like it's gonna be selling crazy. Now's the time to invest in COVID.
Now's the time to invest. I mean, imagine if we got COVID. Okay, we're both about 24 years old. We come out
And
and we
then
go,
like
Ataka, da,
4 years old,
da, da, ja,
like
papa, mama, papa. Because we can't talk. We're crawling around. We're doing a podcast. We're crawling around. I mean, it would make no sense.
yeah, still, I think no matter what he says, like Trump's not so good with words. He's not so polite, but in the end, he gets the job done. He's more actions than words, and he's a little disrespectful, obviously, and hurtful to people. But I think he does amazing things. And ever since Joe Biden ripped a massive fart on live TV, I have no respect for him, and I'm definitely not gonna vote for him. Any person who rips giant farts on TV, I can't vote for him.
Yeah, I mean that was a giant fart he ripped. I mean that was a real stinker. I smelled it just watching it on TV. But the thing is though, I actually
He
think
was
Trump is
standing
just
there. He
missed.
was standing. He was standing there. All of a sudden, I see things dripping out of his pants, like all over the TV. The guy was like, he was trying to keep a normal face, and it was just dripping. And then Joe Biden, after that, he said, "I'm sorry, guys," and he was just like, was really, I ate some good Chinese food before. And then they were all saying, that Joe Biden actually really likes the Chinese, and he would let the COVID in if he was president and stuff, because he loves Chinese food.
I heard that too. I mean, I actually think Trump's a little bit just misunderstood. I mean, Donald Trump, he's a comedian. He's a comedic rock star. He's not doing rallies, he's doing sets. I see the guy telling jokes. I mean, I mean, I see the guy telling jokes. I mean, the whole thing's calling it the Wukong flu. I mean, he was funny. Uh,
Wuhan.
Wuhan flu.
It was like Hang or something. What is it? I said it before, I think.
Wuhan and Wukong, the Wukong virus, the Kong flu. He calls it the Kong flu. I mean, that's
Really?
funny. Yeah, the Kong flu.
Yeah, he's a comedian. You know, he really makes me laugh on a daily basis. I love seeing him.
I mean, he's up there. I mean, he's up there. His comedic talents. Even though he disappointed me in the debates, I thought he was gonna be funnier. He didn't have any good jokes. I have some inside information that Jonathan Pollard is working with the Trump campaign.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. That
Yo,
Jonathan.
but I just like to dwell a little bit right now. You know, it's okay to rip a fire on live TV, but when the lawmaker and the runner for president right now denies ripping an absolutely enormous fire on live television, that's when the problems start. If he's gonna deny ripping a massive fire on TV, who knows what else he's gonna deny? The COVID, war, numbers, mixed up numbers, fraud.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. If I'm Joe Biden and I'm ripping massive farts on live television, I'm gonna man up to it 100% of the time. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, like he was like, "Oh shoot, that sounds on." It ripped a hole in his pants. Like it was just like, "Oh my god, this guy really needs help." He clearly has digestive problems. And like I was thinking maybe it's because all the stress from that thing. But then I looked at his records. I saw that he has tons of digestive problems because he's full of lies.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I heard from people in the room that they weren't only smelling the fart; they were able to taste the fart.
Yeah, it was almost dripping in everyone's mouth like a mist.
I mean, Joe Biden, are you eating dog food? What
I
is
think
wrong with
no,
you?
I think it's the Chinese. He's eating all this Chinese food. Is really, really making his stomach like really go crazy like a jungle.
Like a jungle. He's eating this Chinese food, and how do you know? How do you know what Joe Biden's eating?
Because I see him sometimes at the supermarket here and there.
Joe Biden?
Yeah,
I love that. So listen, I mean, you bring up a very solid point. I mean, listen, like like let's say you're right now you're negotiating, okay, with China, and you're talking about trade, and suddenly you rip a fart that shakes the room.
I know you had to open the windows. The air conditioning started faltering. They had to bring in thousands of dollars of repairs to the room because they colored the walls, painters, like all sorts of repairs they had to do to the room after Joe Biden fired like that. I wonder what his house looks like after that. But let's move on to the next point. I wanted to talk about a little bit that today I actually got a phone call from Scorsese. He said he saw the Saucy Zapper. He'd like to recruit us to make his new movie.
Oh,
So I
Marty.
told him, look, I've been seeing your last movies. They look like shit. Like you tried to change the way movies look and stuff, the plots and everything. And you're just not going to change my mind over time. And he's like, oh, you caught on to me. But your Saucy Zapper movie is so good. I'd love for you to be a part of the team. And I told him, look, I just saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You saw that movie?
I saw it. It was great. It was great.
And it was just like there was no point to the movie. So he's
Yeah.
trying to change. People are realizing that all the plots have been used, and Scorsese now is trying to change our mind, basically, and get us used to some other type of movie with no plot.
With no plan. So yeah, Marty Scorsese. I mean, I remember Marty even as
Martin,
a kid. He
I
was
think
a
it's
real.
Martin, no? Isn't it Martin?
Yeah, but his friends call him Marty. Like if you're close with a dude, you
Oh,
call him Marty. You're not calling like you know what I'm saying.
family and friends, huh?
Yeah, like you're not calling like you know what I'm saying. To me, I see Donald Trump. He's not Donald. He's not Trump. He's Donnie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I usually call him Little Don Don.
Little Don Don. You know. You know what I'm saying? I
I
mean,
thought Little was saying, I thought fetch me a bowl of soup, make me a little bowl of kishka.
yeah. I'm not calling. It's just like Lil Wayne. I call him Wayne.
Oh no, I call him Little Wheezy, Little Deezy, Little Sneezy.
Lil Easy. And
Now let's talk about. I was recently in Switzerland on a business trip, dealing with the banks. You know what I'm saying? And I have a good friend there named Stepan, and he is a midget.
okay.
Now, yeah. So basically, what happened was he came up to me. And he's like, listen, man, I need help a little bit. Why don't you help me out? I told him, listen, I'm not racist. He said, what? What racist? So I said to him, listen, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I'm not racist. So he said, what are you talking about? I tell him, look, they just starting to really bother me. You don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I give him the good old wink. And he says, you know, let me take you out to dinner. I'll tell you. So I tell him, okay, fine. He says to me, he says to me, real good. You feel real nice. I'll make that bed for you. Sit at the table. You know, so I agreed to dinner. You know, and then he says, I've been experiencing racism. Have you ever experienced this?
Racism against midgets?
Have you ever seen that it happened to midget racism?
I mean, listen,
Discrimination?
discrimination. I've seen it. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm I'm kind of anti-gay, but I'm pro-midge. That's for sure. I'll tell you that much. And
Oh boy,
and I'll tell you something else is that midgets, they really have it the hardest. I mean, they really have it the hardest. I mean, always with the stepping stool, always with the big foreheads and those tiny little feet. And no one talks about how hard it is to be a midge. I think to make America less racist, we need a midget president. We need to elect a midge.
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's not bad.
I think that's what we have to do. We have to elect. We have to put our bias behind us. You know, we have to move forward as a people and elect the midgets as a president.
And you know, there's one.
What?
All right. So listen. Do you think that let's cut it? Let's cut.